was lucky enough to read this book. Dr. Ganesh Natarajan sent it to me and we did a conversation. So I read the book. Uh, I'll ask you two specific questions. One is we're in an era of Web3, right? And broadly, I'm sure all of you understand what is Web3, but simply internet was Web1, social media is Web2, and blockchain and NFT and crypto is Web3, broadly, right? Chat GPT is part of it. Now, are we as India Inc. prepared for Web3?
If you were to look at this question, I would say, is the world prepared for Web3, 3.0? Because we are not any longer, you know, independent of what is happening in the
In the
rest of
world.
the world, as we just saw whether it's ChatGPT or any technology which just is out there, released immediately. There is reaction, response, either euphoric or otherwise. So to that extent, um, yes, I mean, we have to be constantly be on the move in terms of learning, adapting, deciding which ones make sense for us. And there are organizations which are fairly advanced and who are making multi-million dollar investment decisions about which direction they would like to undertake. For them, certainly this is a point of time when leaders have to sit up and start taking every 3 months they will have to take stock. It's not something that you take stock of these kind of questions once in a while. Like all of you might have also followed in the news. Google, for instance, is today waking up and saying, look, what does it mean to the future of our own existence?
Products.
Because Google is fantastic when it is coming to static data, static content based queries and answers that you expect Google to provide. And so much so that they have asked for the original founders to come back and ideate in terms of what the future should be for Google and where do they go from here. Because many pundits have said maybe chat GPT kind of tools would mean death knell for Google. So if this is what the tech giants are thinking, I think it's also the time. That's the reason I raised this point, whether it's blockchain, about crypto, Robin spoke about a little while ago. So all of these have got cascading effects in terms of any decision leaders would be making today in terms of their immediate effect and also for tomorrow. So it's about risk taking. I would say that there's nothing right or wrong in any of these technologies, but it's about what kind of risks we are prepared to take
Right.
and what kind of risks we are prepared to take for the outcomes of these
And
decisions.
one of the questions, sub question in that was, see, the Web3 talent is not available. It's because of supply demand issues. It's available from 3 to 10 times the cost of a Web2 resource, right? So are we producing enough Web3 skilled people? That's another. And in Web2 and Web1, the TCSs of the world, the Wipros, HCLs, Cognizants of the world did well. Uh, in Web3, there are other countries and companies that have better talent. They may not have the numbers, but they definitely have the quality. So that was another question. My second question is, we've been talking, at least I've been an entrepreneur 22 years now. We've been talking of product companies not coming out of India. Is that likely to change soon? What should India Inc. or Business World do to accelerate digital successes in terms of building product companies from India?
See, whenever we have talked about products coming out of India or not, it's always related to the requirement of the marketplace. Um, in the past, we used to constantly talk about the successes coming out of the Bay Area and how the product companies from there have been able to make their mark in the entire world. But then nearer home, if you were to look at a company like a product like Zoho, which has really caught the imagination of not only the Indian businesses, but around the world, Zoho is making a mark. So that is the beginning of, that's just one example of how the markets, the domestic markets and their appetite will really pave the way for those who are excited to build products to understand the customers. And everything goes back to how well we understand the customer, right from their affordability to their own experience, their expectations of experiences, in terms of how the new product that is being designed is going to make their life immensely different. If we have that understanding and if we have a large enough market, I'm sure in the coming days, with the fantastic talent that we have in this country in terms of technological prowess, combined with the business understanding and the customer understanding, I'm sure in the coming days we will, because investment is no longer the issue. The real issue is the coming together of the understanding about the customer, the market, and the technological prowess. If these three come together, I'm sure we will see in the coming days world-beating products coming out of India.
Thank you so much. I believe the SaaS revolution that is happening from India, the ambition of the entrepreneurs, Indian entrepreneurs to be global, will lead to product based companies coming out more often from India. On this note, please give Dr. Uma Ganesh a big round of applause.